Video 1, Build How to Set Up Your Personal Profile to Maximize Privacy and Attract Clients, Part 1. Welcome to our Facebook training. Now remember, we also have a Vault file here containing all the supporting documents and cheat sheets that you might need, and I recommend you print them all off and have them handy in a folder. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to set up your personal profile to maximize privacy and attract clients. A couple of things to help you with the training, unless you've got amazing eyesight. I certainly haven't. Please watch in full screen mode to see me screen sharing. And here's the big thing that you need to understand, folks. Facebook is a jigsaw, and we need to put the pieces together in the correct order to make the most of the platform. So please implement each piece of learning as we go so that you're doing things in the right order. Trust the process, take notes and list out any questions you have along the way to ask when you've completed the full training. And remember that Facebook's always changing, so don't panic. You don't need the full capabilities, you don't need to know everything that's changing. We will keep you up to date with what you need to know to attract clients as a therapist. Now, occasionally, as with any software, there are glitches and changes, but there is always a workaround, so again, no need to panic. And of course, you have the course community in which you can post questions 24/7 if you get stuck. So let's start with some figures. As of the third quarter of 2018, Facebook had 2.27 billion monthly active users. Right now, this minute, there will be around 600 million people using Facebook, i.e. they have it open on their devices and are consuming Facebook content right now. Facebook is alive and well. The highest traffic is between 1 and 3 midweek. Isn't that interesting? That's when most people are at work and are bored. Most people spend about 20 minutes during each Facebook session. So if you capture them then, you've really got a captive audience for quite a long amount of time. Now, the main reason people go on Facebook is for entertainment. Remember that. This is really important when we're using Facebook to market a business. Your content will be competing with pure entertainment content. That's funny cat videos, that's posts from your friends and family, and literally billions of other content creators. So to get eyes on your message, your content has to be entertaining in some way, not boring, not vanilla, and not the same as anyone else. Let me tell you a little bit about Facebook, the business. Facebook, the business, works to create revenue by selling digital ads. That's the little ads for things that you see all over your timeline and all down the right-hand column and kind of everywhere you seem to end up on the internet. So Facebook will reward you as a business owner if you create content that keeps people on Facebook for as long as possible, because they're hoping that at some time they're going to click on an ad, which equals more revenue for Facebook. Facebook made $7.9 billion in the last quarter. That's in the last quarter, not the last year. And every niche features on Facebook. Just search in the search bar, which is up here, where I'm currently got Mark Zuckerberg. We're having a look at his lovely profile. Search in that search bar for your niche and you will see profiles, pages, groups, events. In fact, I challenge you to find a therapy niche on Facebook that doesn't have a huge footprint. And remember, Facebook is free. Everything we teach you during this training is free. It's such a great place to build the know, like and trust factors so important for therapists. So why is it so important to optimize your personal profile on Facebook? We always want you to understand the why behind things before you actually get stuck in and do the work. Okay, it's important because people will be searching for your name. People who remember your name will try to find you on Facebook whether you want them to or not. And we want to give them the information that we want them to have and direct them to the correct place to start learning from and possibly working with you. It's as simple as that. It's no good being the best therapist in the world if you are the world's best kept secret, but that doesn't mean you can't be private. But you have to implement this training or nothing will change. So let's have a look at what you have to do to set up your personal profile correctly. I'm going to log in to my profile page and we'll kind of go from there. Here we go. And there I am, feeding cats in Santorini. Okay, now in the next video, we're going to talk about these pictures. Another picture here and some various other things that we can pinpoint. We can redirect people away from your personal profile to your business pages. So for now, we're just going to look at very basic settings, and we access them by clicking this tiny little arrow over here, scrolling down past all of this stuff to settings. And let's go through the settings one at a time so that you know what everything means. There's a lot of stuff here. It can be really confusing, but actually it's simpler than you think. So let's start with general account settings. It's stating the obvious, but please just have your name there. Don't try to be clever. Don't use your maiden name. Use the name that you use for your business, the name that people will search for you under when they connect with you at events, or they read a blog, or somebody mentions your name. You can edit everything really easily down here using these edit buttons. It's very, very easy to edit things on Facebook. So if you make a mistake or you want to change something, you can kind of do it at any time. Your username is the URL, the unique URL that is associated with your Facebook account. It's very rarely just your name, because there's clearly more than one Paula MacArthur in the world. Although, trust me, none of them are like me. I'm a one-off. You want to put in your best email here. I mean, so many of us have like 25 different emails. And it makes it easier for the whole world, trust me, and certainly for your marketing if you're sending everything back to one email. So make sure it's your most commonly used email that you send people to. Same for your ad account contact. For some reason, we're asked to choose what temperature we'd like things in. I choose Celsius. You can choose whatever you like. And we can modificate our account here and deactivate our account if we want to. That's something you're very unlikely to want to do, so you don't need to mess with that one. And similarly, there's some settings here where you can confirm your identity if you're going to be running ads related to politics and issues of national importance. So get back to me if that's something you want to do. We can go into that in a bit more detail, but it's not generally required for therapists. Okay, we'll go down all of these settings here, okay? So let's start with security and login. Again, it's all very self-explanatory, folks. It's going to show you where you're logged in, what devices you're logged into. It's going to show you where you can change your password, where you can log in using a profile picture. If you want two-factor authentication, you can do that. You can have authorized logins, so you can give other people a login code, for example. It's all self-explanatory, and some of the things will be relevant to your business and some of them won't. So just have a look down those. Anything that you get stuck with, just post in the course community, but the basic settings will not need to be changed on this page. Let's go into here, your Facebook information. Okay, this is really about downloading all the information that you've ever put onto Facebook, or deleting it if that's what you would like to do. Again, you can view all the information here that you've posted, and again, you can delete it here if you want to, if that's ever something you want to do. Unlikely, but you never know. Privacy is really, really important. And the word that will keep coming up over and over here is friends. And I'm going to give you a definition of friends in terms of, from a business perspective, who should be your friends on Facebook a bit later. But for now, I want you to change most of these settings to friends. So only friends can see your future posts. Only friends can see your friends list. Only friends can look you up with the email address. Only friends can look you up with your phone number. We want who can send you a friend request to be sent to everyone, but we won't be accepting those friend requests unless they are from genuine friends. We'll cover that later, but we want people to be able to friend request you. We'll send them off very elegantly in another direction. We'll cover that later. And we want to we definitely want search engines outside of Facebook to be able to link to your profile. So this should be set up as yes. Timeline and tagging are very, very important. And friends is going to be the thing that features here, not public and not friends of friends. We want to really close down who can see all of your posts on Facebook. So only friends can post on my timeline. Only friends can see what other people post on my timeline. I don't allow people to allow post sharing to stories. Actually, that should be set to off. So let me just disable that. There we go. Cool. Oh, close. Okay. You can hide certain words from your timeline if you want to, if that's relevant. Again, that's very, very personal. Only friends can tag me and can see how I've been tagged. And I choose to not check who's tagged me before they do, because I've got a very small friends list and I've never had any problems there. But I can obviously change that anytime if I want to for even more security. So nobody's tagging me without my permission. Okay, let's move on to location. This is going to change various location settings for your device. Again, that's something I've never even touched. You can have a look into that if you want to, view your location history. But again, it's not going to affect your therapy marketing. Blocking is a very interesting one. Blocking is some settings here where you can block particular users, messages, app invites, invitations, apps and pages from your timeline. So if there's anybody you just don't want to have any communication with on Facebook, you just pop them in here and you never will. It's a fantastic tool if you need to use it, and we can talk about that in a bit more detail later on. You can select your languages here. English will be for most of the people listening to this training, but you can also turn on multilingual posts if you want to post multiple language versions of a status. That might be relevant for some of you. You can also pick out face recognition if you want Facebook to start recognizing your face in pictures. Again, that's a personal choice. Notifications. Again, you've got the option, multiple options to set up notifications through here, these 4 settings. I tend to have my notifications in absolute minimum. We find that most productive people have fewer notifications and less things to distract them from what it is they're supposed to be doing. Mobile here is just your mobile phone number, so obviously fill that in, and that will give you added security. And then public posts, again, very, very important. Who can follow me? Friends only. And we can also edit in here who can comment on your public posts? Friends. Notifications, I don't want any notifications. And similarly, who can like or comment on your public profile pictures and other profile information? Friends only. We don't need to go into this. This is apps and games and business integrations, etc. down here. The only thing that you need to know down here in terms of the basic setup is the support inbox. And this is where, if you have to put any questions to Facebook, and I'll show you how to do that later, this is where any replies from Facebook will show. So, for example, here I have been... what was I doing there? I was asking why some of my ads hadn't been shown. And it will show you a full kind of report there on the communications between you and Facebook. So that's quite useful if you're in communication with Facebook. And you can do that at any time. I think people don't use that enough. You can contact Facebook through the quick help section. If there's something that you're stuck with that perhaps we can't help you with, there can be individual glitches in your system, and Facebook are pretty good generally at getting back to you and helping you to sort things out. So let's go back to the profile and now we're going to look at the about section. And again, you could spend days filling this in. Think of it from the perspective of a potential client. I want you to fill in information in this section that is going to help to attract clients. So it's things like your qualifications, Certainly where you've lived might be interesting, what your work and your education, your very basic contact information. I tend to be very minimal on things like family and relationships or any other details about me. It can be quite minimal. We just want it to be professional. Do fill in if you've got Instagram. I've got my personal Instagram and the business Instagram. You can fill in your website address here. I put a little bit in about my education because I feel it's relevant to what I'm doing professionally. Contact and basic information, again, that's something that can be restricted just to your friends. Again, I can put in family members, just my friends can see those. Gosh, there's so many of them. More details about me, again, I don't particularly fill those in. I don't think it's particularly relevant. We're trying to keep people away from your profile. Life events, again, I mean, I've just put in when I was born. Anything else than that I feel is not necessary, but again, that's a lot of personal choice there because it's only your friends that are going to see most of this stuff anyway. Obviously, here is a list of your friends, and you can see I've got 207. They are genuine friends. In fact, there is research to show that you can only have, I think, meaningful relationships with, I think it's 120 people. So when you see somebody has 2,500 friends or 4,500 friends, they can't be real friends. And we are going to, I'm afraid, cull those non-friend friends from your Facebook profile because they are potential clients or there's people that you probably can't even remember and you don't need to have any connection with. It is just going to dilute your message. We're going to funnel those non-friend friends away from your personal profile. We'll show you how to do that later on without offending anybody. And we're going to do it in a very elegant way. And obviously anybody can come and look at your photos here, and your friends can look at your photos here. At any time you can edit your profile with this kind of shortcut button here. And if we just go back to our timeline, that is about it, folks, with the very, very basic setups for your Facebook profile. Now, I want you to get the terminology right so we don't get confused. This is not a page. This is a personal profile, okay? Personal profile, PP. Your business real estate on Facebook will be your pages, your business pages. This is your personal profile. We are going to take you through the process for setting up and optimizing a business page as well. So in the next video, I'm going to look at how to use pictures on your profile to start attracting clients.